listening to someone else saying something very simple. Will you come with me and take some pencils from the teacher's supply cabinet? Just something so small. And there was a choice right there. And my choice was, no, I'm not going to do that because it's wrong. Or, okay, well, no one's looking, so I'll do it with you. And I got in a lot of trouble in the 4th grade. And people didn't believe me because I had done something wrong. So if you take something, people don't think that you will tell the truth. And that's not a good feeling for people to think that you don't tell the truth. So no matter where you are, there's choices every day. And you can be a straight A student, and one bad choice can cause people to look at you differently. And I know this may seem like, okay, well, these people are up here talking, and I'm okay. But just think about it. Every day, every single day, a choice that may seem like the littlest, smallest, I know littlest is not a word, small, little, tiny, tiny thing can have a really, really big, big consequence. So I'm going to bring it back. I know you asked me to just say where we were, and I took a really wide circle to get there. Okay. But it's not always the end. We're all going to fall. We're all going to make a mistake. No one in this room is perfect. And it is very important that people in your family, those connections, those are the people that are there for you. It is so great to have friends. It's so great to have classmates, and it's so great to have buddies. But let me tell you, when you find yourself in trouble, wow. You look around and where did everybody go? Yeah. You know, I was in a lot of trouble, okay? A lot of trouble. The people that you might not think really, really love you, you know, it's hard to be a parent. Kids, it is hard to love someone and to make sure they do the right thing. Because your parents can't always be your friend. They can't. And I know at some point, wherever our daughter is, she's been kidnapped.
She's in good hands. She's in good hands.
I do. It's just a little joke.
Yeah.
My daughter loves me, okay? Mm-hmm. That's my dad, okay?
No, it's my daddy.
That's not going to last forever. At some point, it's already started. If I dance around the house, she cries because my dancing is that bad, so it embarrasses her. At some point, she's going to say, Daddy's not so good. Daddy, get away. Daddy, don't drop me off at school. I don't want my friends to see you. I know that's coming, okay? So it is kids, what I'm trying to tell you is, I know where you are. How many people, you don't have to raise your hand, just wink your eye. If you don't think your parents are cool, just wink like that. They are not supposed to be cool, okay? Your friends are cool. Not your parents, I get that. But I want you to know, and I'm going somewhere with this, your parents love you. If your parents are in this room with you right now, they love you.
They dropped you off here today. They love you.
Because you are here for a reason, because they want you to hear something that maybe will help you in your life. And if anything ever happens to you, trust me, your parents are going to be the people that are there in your corner to support you. So if you don't get anything else out of this lovely couple standing in front of you today, when you go home today, understand that your parents love you and they support you. And I had to learn that as a 32-year-old man at the time. Like, wow, here I am in a place I never thought I would be, and the people that love me are still supporting me. They are not judging me, and they love me just the same. And my wife is as supportive. as any wife could be. And I know, fellas, I'm going to help you guys out. Who has the greatest wife in here? Raise your hand. All right. Thank me later for that opportunity. But it's such a great experience when you know who the people in your life are that love you and they support you. And that's where we are. And we take so much pride in just trying to share with anybody that we can the strength of a family unit and what that means in the lives of people.
Just in backing it up, the good news is, and God's news to you is, the game doesn't have to be over. The part that he kind of fudged over was, we knew each other, we're not romantically involved. I was headed here to the Triad as how old was it? 24, 25, getting this job. I had spoken to him the Thursday before the accident over the phone, and you were on your way in to speak with kids at an elementary school, and I was packing up my apartment in Wilmington, and you said, hey, when you get here, we can go out and celebrate. You can go out to eat or something. I was like, oh yeah, Mr. Carr, I get it.
I'm no longer Mr. Carr.
No. Yeah, we love that. I'm getting there, I'm catching up to you. And then Sunday, I got the call from a friend who worked in a newsroom, and he said, guess what happened? And I didn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't leave my house that day, and I didn't believe it, and I didn't want to, okay? And so I came back, and I never covered your story. I couldn't cover your story because that would be a conflict of interest there. And I never wrote to you. I started all these letters for him. I was like, how do I support him? And I cried every time I started writing a letter. So I called him up and threw him away. Never wrote. And I spoke to you one more time before you went into prison. And you said, no matter what, no matter how high you are or what you think you're accomplishing, just don't forget yourself. Don't forget yourself and don't take things for granted. And I think what hit everybody that we knew with your story was so many people could see themselves in your situation, going out to have a good time, a regular night, and it turned that way. So in the back of my mind, you helped me in a way because I wasn't in nonsense. Because my mind always went back to you. I was a homebody. Not to say you can't have fun. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I went to work, occasionally went out with friends. This was in the back of my mind when I went out. Okay? So you might ask, why God? Why are you taking me through this? Why me? Why do I have to be the example? Maybe you have to be this big and this influential and be this person to hit the people that he's trying to reach. Because if it wasn't him, I might not have paid attention. A lot of people may not have paid attention. It had to be Tolly Carr. Okay? And they're still paying attention, and you're still speaking to people, and still reaching out to people. Okay, so now you have this great responsibility. You go through this, you have a testimony, you pay the price, now you have to pay it forward, okay? And so that's why we come to share. That's what, if he does this on his own, a lot of times I'm nowhere to be found when he's talking to people just because of work schedules or whatever. We're not always together. But it's a responsibility.
And one thing I would ask of the kids here, how many kids have heard the term peer pressure, and how many kids are just tired of it? You hear it all the time, peer pressure. Okay, so the definition of peer pressure is when you are led or pressured into doing something by your peers, right? Well, just like the side of your hand, there's two sides to that. If you are a leader, then peer pressure can work to your advantage. You have the ability to put pressure on your friends to do the right thing. So instead of looking at life as, oh, people are just telling me what to do, I got all these choices, you can set the tone in your life. You guys have grown up in this church, your parents have told you, there's no confusion about what right and wrong is. There are illusions out there that you see. You constantly see images, and it's in movies, it's in music that, well, maybe doing the wrong thing is cool, or it's not cool to be smart, or it's not cool to do the right thing.
Or that you don't pay a big price if you do something wrong.
Yeah, there's no reset in life. You know those little cheat codes you guys like to put in video games? That's not real. Life doesn't work that way. And I know I probably look like I'm 80 years old to some of you guys. I thought, I'm almost 40, so, and I used to think 40 was like, oh, you're like 2 days away from dying.
I'm not.
Spring chicken over here. But let me tell you, the most overrated thing in life is being cool, or the appearance of being cool. You know, the most powerful thing in life is to be yourself. You are who you are, and you are perfect. You are absolutely perfect the way that God made you. You are absolutely perfect. There's nothing that you have to do differently than what you're already made up to be. Listen, I can't dance. I was not made to dance. And I am perfectly fine with that. Okay? I am what do you call me? Pigeon-toed?
You are.
Yeah. I just can't, that's just one thing I don't do well, okay? And I'm okay with that. There's something that you probably don't do as well as other people. There are things that you excel at that other people can't do as well. Everyone can't do the same thing. Life would not be interesting. If we all wore a purple shirt today, how interesting would this room look? Everybody would be the same. We're all different. We all have gifts that are from God. And we utilize those gifts to help make the world a better place. So whatever your strong suit is, whatever it is that you're good at, you work that. And whatever it is you feel like you're not so good at, work on it if you want to, but don't stress. You are perfect the way that you are. You have the capability to influence your friends to do the right thing. And that can be cool. And you know why it can be cool? Because you said it's cool. You have more power than you realize. You have so much power to influence the world around you. And it may not seem that way, but it's inside of you. It's been inside of you from the day that you were born.
And then you remember that to whom much is given, much is required. So then that's where your responsibility comes in. And then when you do make the mistakes that you are guaranteed to make, because that's who we are on this earth, imperfect. The way you come out of it, in the example that you've set from there, the church, so that there goes your past not dictating your future, but your choices shape